Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, and today I wanted to show you my new log cabin I've just moved to.
That's my home right there for now.
It's a semi-off-grid 2-bedroom log cabin that overlooks a loch and mountains, with rainforests behind me and all around me. I was so incredibly lucky to find this place. Moving here was a very long journey, from all the way from South Scotland to the Scottish Highlands. The drive was about 10 hours long, and I hired a taxi with a trailer to move all of our stuff up here. On the way I got to see some amazing sights, loads of mountains, drove past Loch Ness, saw so much amazing views. It was really long drive, but an absolutely amazing one. Tried not to fall asleep a lot and got some really good recordings, which I want to show you now. I feel like a tourist with all this recording, even though I'm moving it, I feel like a tourist. I want to give you a tour of the log cabin, but first I must mention, not even 2 months of me moving into this place, I was notified by the landlord that he would be taking the property back from me. Apparently his family member is sick and he needs to rent it out to his family. And I just moved in, paid a very large deposit, spent thousands of pounds on furniture and the move. Rent isn't cheap either, and I thought, oh crap, now I've got to find somewhere else to live. I found one place that's another log cabin in the Highlands, and I'm trying to organise a move-in date with the landlord now. I only have a couple of weeks. It's a notice to leave that if I don't leave it will turn into eviction, but at the moment it's not an eviction. It's been a complete utter nightmare to have to do this again and again. This will be my 29th move, and I'm just so tired of it. But before I move, I want to show you my new log cabin, and here's a video of me now giving you a tour. Hi, just want to quickly show you my new log cabin. Not long moved in, so there's a lot more unpacking to do. So if you want to see my alternative lifestyle, if you want to see my art, if you want to see my content, subscribe. The new cabin I've just moved into. Just want to show you around. Here is my workspace. That's where I make my art for my new art business. Got my Vincent van Gogh inspired art cabinet. So expensive for what it was, but I paid 150 for that, which is a fabric drawers with loads of Vincent van Gogh's art pieces on it. That's just to store my art bits in, but here's around decoration. I'm just gonna use that for now. Over here is my much bigger cabinets. That is to store my art equipment in, which I haven't done unpacking all of it yet, but yeah, I need to clear those out and organise it a bit more, but that's it for the moment. Then I've got my electric desk, which I work at. That's, you plug it in and you can change the height. It can be a standing desk, it can be a sit-down desk. That's my incredible view. The loch/sea. So that's really nice. So this is where I do my work. The desk is pretty good. I don't like how the resin from my art sticks to it, but I can get it off with some isopropanol, which I have got. I just didn't do that yet, but there's a couple bits stuck on it. That's my cheap ass cooker. It's not need to be expensive. That has only cost me 30 quid. That's just to bake my polymer sculptures in. It's a toaster, but the temperature's so accurate on it, I can actually use clay with it, and I've been using that. That's a brand new one, but I had one before that, the same model, same everything, but I didn't bring it with me. Wanted to get a brand new one. Yeah. So yeah, that bit is just to store random shit. At the moment, it's just my wooden sculptures. That's Scott's down there. That's his walking sticks, which he makes and sells. Some of that he's made, some of that he's brought. It's his walking sticks. Yeah, that's just my temporary thing to hang and dry my pieces. Because main thing I work with polymer. So here's one of my new ones. It's Chicken of the Woods mushroom earrings. New pieces at the moment. This is where I make all my new pieces. This is a glow-in-the-dark fairy tree house with Chicken of the Wood mushrooms growing out of it. These are necklaces and earrings. Got my Amanita muscaria stuff. Anyway, got a fuck ton of that. I've got drawers and drawers full of artwork. That's for my new store. There's some Liberty Cap mushrooms. If you're familiar with them, they're psychedelic. So, all these types of mushrooms. So the main thing I do at the moment currently would be mushrooms. So, but not all my sculptures are mushrooms. Half of my work will be abstract work, or is abstract work, and the other half of it is realistic nature pieces. So I work with making animals, humans, plants, mushrooms, anything really. So I'm making for Scott at the moment. I'm learning to make dolls, and this is my first doll I've made. Wrapped it in a lot of bubble wrap for the move. But I don't know if you guys have watched the anime movie called Coraline, but I've been making Coraline inspired dolls. That's Scott in doll form. Ignore the glue pieces, I will be painting over that bit, but it's not done yet. But this is the base, so it actually looks like Scott. Yeah, so polymer sculptures, dolls, figurines, jewellery, but this is the place. I'll keep showing I do my artwork. That's my working desk, already covered that. Some decorational stuff. This is the decking, which I'll probably show you guys now. It's very pretty. So, there we go. That's a lock that connects to a sea. This is the garden bit. This is the decking bit. This cabin's quite big. I'll do another video of showing all around it, but that's the bedroom there. There's a garden there. It's the only garden it comes with. It's really small. But at the moment I've bought land in the Highlands, so before me and Scott build our own log cabin, living in this one. So yeah, that there's just a spare caravan. Not been used. It's a cabinet that came with the place. This one's rented. I don't know how long I'll be staying here for, because the landlord does want it back to rent to his family all of a sudden. But Scott's not here at the moment, so he's not going to be here for a few months. He'll be back. Yeah, I'm living here at the moment by myself. But here is my coat rack. This is full of the stuff I wanted to keep. So here's a magic mushroom crochet bag. It was a custom made piece I paid for. It's a giant Amanita muscaria backpack. I've got my designer Disturbia vegan leather mushroom backpack. Got Doll's Kill. This piece is actually from a small company in America. They do frog bags, toad bag. I've named him Lucy because his red eyes, that actually, the red eyes glow in the dark. Lucy as in Lucy Lucifer. I've got my loads of mushroom apparel. So my mushroom fluffy coat, my mushroom messenger bag, my trippy hippie psychedelic. Got my grass themed bag. It's like fake grass, 3D fake grass with flowers. But here is my mushroom coat. So when I do feel like wearing colour, because I don't really wear colour anymore, I usually wear green, brown, sometimes red, but earthy colours seems to be my main aesthetic at the moment. So I've got these two coats. One's in large, one's in medium. But this is Lucy and Yak, which is actually my favourite designer, and they are eco-friendly. The bags, this is from the Wildlife Trust. This is just one of my bags full of pictures of mushrooms. Oh crap. This is my bleeding tooth fungus mushroom hat. This actually isn't a designer. I paid an artist in America to custom make it for me. So I've actually got a picture. My YouTube profile picture is the picture of me wearing it, so I'll put it on the screen, but that's what it looks like on me. Got Mushroom Fairy House here. I've also got loads of Dr. Martin boots. Dr. Martin's another obsession. I've got Harley Davidson biking boots. Don't ask why. Loads of hiking boots down there, minus the cardboard crap. So yeah, loads of hiking boots, obviously because I live very rural. This is pretty much like an island, almost an island, this area, almost an island, and it's surrounded by rainforests and mountains, so hiking boots are necessary. Yeah, they're brand new, haven't found an occasion to wear them yet, but they're super pretty. That's a picture of me and my mum from a long time ago. That's when I had cheek piercings and I was a goth back then. That's me when I was 16. I actually look younger now than I did when I was 16. Here, this is the bedroom. Oh crap, I need to tidy it up. You saw nothing. That was just a dress. I was trying on which one for this video. I'm a perfectionist. I wasn't sure if I should do the video today because I look really tired and my insomnia and health isn't great, so I thought, should I do the video today? What should I wear? Yada yada. Decided on, yeah. Excuse some of the boxes. So that stuff over there is going to be another wardrobe. Currently I have 4 wardrobes just for my clothing. So I've got that built-in wardrobe there, built-in wardrobe there, got that wardrobe I need to assemble, then I've got that one that's already assembled. So Scott has 2 wardrobes in the spare room. As he's not here at the moment, his stuff is mainly in the spare room, a little bit in the living room. Yeah, I need 4 wardrobes just for my clothing. That's not including that storage cabinet there, and I'm gonna need more storage as well. Here's my little vanity table, and that's me right here. Ta-da! That's my vanity table. It's where I do my jewellery, my makeup. It's a small table because I don't buy a lot of makeup at once. This is all the makeup I own. It's not that much, honestly, considering I do dress up a lot and, well, on videos I do. Every day I can't really give a shit, so I don't dress up every single day, but when I do, that's my little table. That comes out for my jewellery. I had loads more jewellery, but I got rid of it because I made a decision to only keep things that you actually use and you actually like. Because obviously, like I said, we were in a chalet / caravan before this, so I had to get rid of a lot of stuff already, and I decided to only keep things I actually wear and actually like. So if I had to go through all my jewellery, it'd probably be all day, but I just got things, naturey stuff. I do sometimes wear my own jewellery, but at the moment, because I'm setting up my art business, I don't wear my jewellery until the jewellery I make until I've done a photo shoot with it. Until I've done the advertisement photos, I don't actually wear my jewellery until I've done it. So when I sculpt jewellery, obviously, like I said, I do a photo shoot with it, I do some advertising photos, and then I can wear those pieces. Because I make the pieces, take pictures of it, show obviously my customers what I make, and then I make more if they request it. So I also buy a lot of jewellery from small businesses. I'd say 98% of my jewellery is from a small business, mainly Etsy. So these are loads of flower earrings and stuff. I do try and buy from small businesses as much as possible. So a lot of my clothing is either well, a lot of it's designer. A lot of it is also second-hand thrifted stuff that don't sell anymore, or it's from artists. So I'll actually show you my wardrobe quickly, one of them. Like I said, the spare room is full of boxes. I'll show you that in a minute. That's the wardrobe I need to build. That's the wardrobe here. And hang on. Get rid of my stuff I chucked onto the floor. Right. Here is the wardrobe I have set up at the moment. That is most of my fairy core stuff and cottage core outfits. So if you're not familiar with fairy core, it's going to be it's kind of like Highlander fashion. So green, brown, naturey, flowers, mountains, animal prints. I'll do a video at some point when I actually set up the wardrobes of what all of it looks like. But one day I will do a wardrobe tour. That's my other one. So here's where my hoodies go. So I have loads of hoodie onesies and hoodie hoodies. Lucy and Yak. Other brands like Columbia Sportwear. Loads of Lucy and Yak stuff. Lucy and Yak. So yeah, that's one of my wardrobes. That's where I keep my onesies, my hoodie onesies, the Lucy and Yak harpers, jumpers. And that stuff is the less colourful side. So I've organised it between, that's my fairy core wardrobe. That's my kind of colourful wardrobe there that I'll set up. that's where the onesies, the hoodies and the Lusignac nature-y theme, so nature themed, trippy themed. As in, I say trippy, what I mean is colourful. So here's my colourful wardrobe. So Lusignac there, I didn't put it in the other wardrobe because of how colourful it is. So that's my colourful Lusignac Harpers there, more there. And some of my favourite, well, my favourite cardigan, which is so hard to find, I have to show you. I love a Studio Ghibli, love it, love the anime movies. This is actually from official merchandise of the anime movie, Howl's Moving Castle. It's got Sophie and Howl on it. And you turn it around, it's got actually stitched in and to the fabric and printed on the house, like a little house with all the ponds and rivers and clouds. So those are expensive now, they're hard to find. But yeah, like loads of stuff. That was brand new. Most of this stuff in here is actually secondhand, you wouldn't even know it. Secondhand, not secondhand. So half and half kind of. But that's my wardrobe. I like to source ethically if I can, but this is the spare room, and I'll put a video up on screen of what it looked like before the boxes. But this is all the empty cardboard boxes, and underneath over there and some there is more clothing of mine and Scott. So that's Scott's wardrobe there, and his walk-in behind there. He hasn't got as much clothing as me. He will though, because even though he's not here at the moment, I've actually been buying him clothing for when he comes back. I know what he likes, so I ask him. This is the shower room. Only one bathroom, but it's a nice spaced bathroom. Love this log cabin. The ceilings are really high. So this is where my front door is. It's just over there, tucked away with some bushes there. This is the bathroom. So most of the products I use, I'd say 98% of it is organic, natural stuff. So I don't use perfume. I use pine needle oil. I use oil from plants. I put it into a spray bottle with some water. I shake it and I spray, because I have actually got perfume, as you can see here. I just never use it. I never use it because it's really not good for you. But got some natural rosemary oil. I use that on my hair every other day for pretty much the whole day. Near when I need a shower, I put it in my hair. That's my body wash and stuff. Those two original source, they're my backup options because they're not as good for you. Those two are for guests. I don't use it. Alberta Balsam crap is really bad for your hair, so I don't use them, as you can see. Those if I have guests or something. And then the juicy mango and the tea tree stuff, that's backup as well in case, because there's only one shop here. There are two shops here, and they're really small, and they don't store a lot of stuff. I have to have backups. Delivery takes ages out here. We're barely connected to mainland, so it's almost an island, so it's hard to get things delivered on time. Here is my favourite, absolute favourite stuff to wash with. Faith in Nature is what I use all the time for body wash and stuff like that. It's really good for your skin. Oh crap, that's the toilet. That's the walk-in shower. It's big, as you can see. Giving you a play-by-play anyway. Yeah. I've got a doctor's appointment soon. Right, this place actually runs off solar panels. It is connected to main electricity, but it's also got its own solar panel system. So you see solar boost right there. That's the boiler. But yeah, it's actually got solar panels, which makes the electric cheaper. That's a solar panel power box thingy. Don't even ask me how to work a solar panel. I'm winging it currently. It's good. I've basically learned the bare basics on how to work it. I've only moved in a month ago, so I've still got my learning to do. This is the kitchen. That's my favourite thing to drink, which my neighbour actually introduced me to, is chicory coffee. It's like a non-caffeinated coffee that's actually really good for you. So chicory coffee is a thing I drink every day because it's anti-inflammatory, good for your health, yada yada. So actually this place came with a tumble dryer, a washing machine, a dishwasher, which I only use the dishwasher if I'm batch cooking, because if I batch cook, then I will need a lot of things washed up. That's one of my favourite things here is my air fryer. It's that Ninja Megazone one. I kind of know what model it is. Yes, this is my place. Scott's place technically, but he's not here at the moment. He'll be back at some point soon. He hasn't even seen the place yet. I look forward to when he comes back. I'll show you guys the outside as well. So, I don't know if it's the best idea I go outside wearing this, but I've got shorts that run down almost to my knees, so at least I'm not flashing everything, it's just my boobs. Hey guys, right, this is outside of the cabin. Onto the front. Right, so there is the front door. This is also heated by a heat pump, so that's the heat pump. Also got an air conditioner up there that pumps out cold air and hot air whenever you press the button. Heat pump there. I also forgot to mention UV, I think UV is it? Also there's heat pads on the ceiling, I think they're UV heat pads. I can't remember what they're fucking called. Those pads on the ceiling that warm the place up. That's the bathroom. This is the bit of land that surrounds it. It's not much land around it. That's the landlord's box he dumped there. Very charming. But I was actually thinking of climbing up there and having a picnic at some point on top of that grass bit. That's the cabin on the outside. I'm going to walk around and show you guys. So this cabin is black, which I was expecting it to be like a brown cabin, like wooden colour. So this is the front bit. That's my parking space, but I don't drive at the moment, so it's a vacant space. That's the outside. Nice. You can see the living room and my LED attachments on my TV. Oh, there's my neighbour. Sorry, that was my neighbour. Here is the little patch of grass that mushrooms. Usually ink caps grow there. I've actually got a video of ink caps growing right there. I'll show on screen. That's where the ink caps grow. That's the garden, which I haven't done anything with at the moment. As I've just moved here. Is that wild garlic? No, that's not wild garlic. That almost tricked me. I think that's a lily of the valley or something. Yeah, for a minute I thought that was wild garlic, but wild garlic don't grow like that. Almost tricked me. But the smell is a giveaway. This is the garden bit, which I really haven't, like I said, done anything with it yet. Ow, crap, just stung myself. That's the garden. There isn't a lot of people around here, and there's not a lot of people my age. And especially not a lot of interesting people. You know me. I need to have interesting people around.
Okay guys, now I've given you a tour of inside and outside the log cabin. I want to go through some pros and cons with you quickly. So the pros of living there was the wildlife was really beautiful.
Oh my god. Look at that. I found the perfect view. All rainforest. Look at that.
The nature was too. There was loads of rainforests and mushrooms and wild plants that was perfect to forage.
And look what's growing right on my front doorstep during the rain.
Views out the window was beautiful of the loch and the mountains. There was less people there, so it was more quiet. And there was local clubs and activities in the area, like replanting trees, wild swimming and fishing that you can get involved with. The negatives were, although a positive, the wildlife did come in a lot to the place, and I have some videos to show you on screen.
Right, so the trouble living in log cabins so far is the one I'm worried about at the moment is the mice. I don't know where this little bloat has gone. I got myself a little visitor. Look, his little mouse. Oh, gave me a heart attack. I was playing some Last of Us 2. And look guys, little mouse, look how tiny he is. Oh, I was just playing some Last of Us 2 on PlayStation and I just saw this like little thing scurry between my packing boxes. I've just moved in, so I've got a bunch of boxes here. and everywhere, but oh Christ. Right, I've got to remove him now without shitting myself. So look at this. Really hungry bee came into my cabin, and I couldn't find where it was the other day. But have a look at this. I've been feeding it some honey. Look, you can see its tongue. I wondered where it went, but it turns out it's near my TV. He's still alive, as you can see. I was just about to let him go, but look. He keeps going back to the honey I left out. I put him there, and he's walked all the way back to the seashell with the honey in, and he's going right back to it. It's a little glutton, look at him.
Of how many mice would get in, how many caterpillars, how many massive spiders, how many times birds almost flew into my place, and because the roofs are so tall, if they did get in, it would be impossible to get them out by myself. More negative things to mention. It's a popular tourist area, which means a lot of tourists who, most of them were terrible, would come along and would mess up the place. So the tourists, for me, I'm not a fan, so that was another negative. Food deliveries were hard to get, and if you did run out of food, good luck, because it'll be weeks before the next delivery would come out.
Right. Hi guys, here's a quick lesson I've learned about living so rurally. First of all, it takes forever to get your cardboard boxes out once you've done unpacking, because you've got to find someone to take away the cardboard if you literally don't have a car or a recycling place nearby. Two, you've really got to stockpile what you've got. So there isn't really any shops nearby. So food shopping was just delivered to me. I've had to stock up £200 worth of food just for myself to make, batch cook and freeze in my freezer, because food delivery doesn't happen here often, and the shop here is the nearest shop is extremely small. So it's extremely small and there really isn't much stuff there, so you really do have to pack things to the brim. Loads of mushrooms, shiitake, normal, tomatoes, olives, broccoli, cabbage, spinach, cucumbers, peppers, some nice organic carrots, tofu, lots of fruit and vegetables and leafy greens. The dairy's up there, and my fridge has had enough of me. Smoothies.
Lots of mean people there. My neighbours there were absolutely awful. My landlord then was absolutely awful. The ferry, oh my god, the ferry was expensive, and it was really expensive. Apparently the most expensive ferry in the UK, and I also heard from locals, the most expensive ferry in Europe. Yeah, ferry, although beautiful, it saved a lot of time of driving all the way up the island bit. It was just expensive and terrible. 1 bus a day. Another negative. 1 bus a day. One bus that would take you for about £8-9 for a return from that off the island kind of way. I say island, but off that bit to the town. The nearest one, it was a nightmare. 1 bus that took you there and 1 bus that took you back. And that's it. So if you don't drive, like I don't drive, the transport is a living nightmare. Another negative, not many people my age. Out of all my neighbours, there's only one neighbour who was actually nice to me. The other one was a bit two-faced, so not nice people, and not a lot of people my age either. There was one little corner shop in that entire area, and they didn't sell much, so if you run out of food and you didn't drive, and the food shop would take 2 weeks to come to that place, you'd have to go to the corner store. And they ran out of food a lot, and the food they sold there was really bad for your health with not a lot of options, so that was not great. There was no work anywhere near that area. Tried, there was none. There wasn't really many places to hang out there, and there was not many people. So although a positive, there wasn't many people. If you wanted to make friends like I did, there was no options there. Deliveries were rare and they took ages. When I first moved there, I brought a sofa and loads of furniture. By the time it arrived, I had a couple of weeks to move out because my landlord wanted to take the place back to rent to his family, so I didn't have much time to even have my furniture to arrive and use it before I had to move again. I actually had to sit on a chair with another chair in front of me to put my feet up for at least a month. And the chair was my landlord's, and it was like a wooden thing with no cushioning. It sucked. So, not comfortable. The signal also was really bad there too. Signal was awful, up and down. I missed quite a few telephone appointments, and friends who called me, I missed it. So, signal was awful too. So even though I did like that area, it had a lot more negatives, as you can see, than positives. I don't actually miss it at all. I actually prefer the view here. The place I'm at now has massive mountain views and forests, and I actually would rather have mountains and forests than a loch for a view. So I actually prefer it here. People are nicer here, rent's cheaper, bills are cheaper, nicer people here, nicer neighbours. I've already made 3 friends, and I've only been here 4 days, so I've already made quite a few new friends. I had one locally that came down for a cup of tea the other day, so yeah, I've already made more friends here than I did at the other place. So people are nicer here. It's more convenient. I have a city not that far away, a big town not far away, and a little mini town not far away either. So it's more convenient. Transport here is more often. There is work nearby. There is opportunity. The transport's easier. There's more things to do here. And yeah, I prefer it much more here. So soon I will do a video of the new cabin I'm in now. So I've just unfinished cleaning the place, unpacking, sorting things out, settling down, carrying on with my artwork for my new art business, and editing YouTube recordings for you guys, and I will be filming again in a few days. So if you like videos about alternative lifestyle like traveling, backpacking, log cabin, foster care, homelessness, traveling, content talking about that and showing it, watch and subscribe. If you like art videos, if you like videos talking about chronic illnesses and mental health and stuff like that and nature, then please subscribe. I will be doing more content very soon, and I'll be posting my new art business soon too. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe, and I'll be doing more content soon. Goodbye.